We are adding integers and we're going to do this with a number line example. So when we're using number lines, I find it helpful to think about moving a person walking in a certain direction on the number line. So when we have positive numbers, our person is going to be facing in the right direction, so facing right. I'm going to draw an arrow so we know what that looks like. And if we have a negative number, our person is going to be facing towards the left. So in your problem, the numbers that you're working with are going to tell you what direction your person is facing. And I know that doesn't make a whole lot of sense right now, but let's try it out with a problem using a number line. So I'm going to draw a number line and I'll be right back. Okay, so here's my number line, and just to review, I've got 0 here in the middle. And on this side of the number line, these are all my positive numbers. On this side of the number line, I've got all my negative numbers, and I've got my arrows on the side that show me that this number line could go on forever if I had as much space on my iPad screen as I wanted. So how do we use this number line to solve some real problems? Let's start out with something kind of easy. We'll start out with just positive numbers. So let's say 2 plus 3. And I know that you could probably do this on your own without using a number line. That's okay. I'm just going to use this very easy example to show us how to use these people that we just talked about. So we know that this answer is 5. Let's see how we can get there using our people. So the first number right here, this 2, this is always going to be where the person starts. The second number is going to tell us what direction the person is facing. So like we talked about before, the positive number is going to tell us that the person is facing to the right. So I'm just going to copy that positive number person, and I'm going to paste him right above the 2, right there. So he's starting at 2. They're starting at 2, and they're going to move 3 spaces. They're walking forward 3 spaces. So I'm going to mark that. They're starting at 2, and they're going 3 spaces forward, and they end up at 5. Okay, so that's our simple example. Let's see what happens when we have some negative signs. Okay, so here's our new problem. We've got -4. That's our starting position. And then we are adding +5. And remember that this number, the sign of that number tells us what direction our person is facing. So once again, we have a positive number, so we're going to copy the top guy, the top person, and we're going to place them right above -4. And then this person is going to move 5 spaces forward. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They've ended at 1, +1. And that would be our answer for that problem. Okay, so here's our new example. We've got a positive number and a negative number. So again, let's look at that first number that they gave us, 6. That's our starting point. And then we've got our second number, which is this time a negative number. That tells us what direction our person is facing. So instead of using the top person, we're using the bottom person. So I'm going to copy that bottom person, and I'm going to paste him right above the 6, which is our starting point. And this time, this person is moving 2 spaces forward, but instead of moving in the same direction, the positive direction, they're moving in the negative direction. So 2 spaces, and that ends at 4. So our answer for this one is 4. Here's another example. So this time we have 2 negative numbers. This -1 tells us our starting position. And the second number is going to tell us what direction our person is facing and how many spaces they need to move. So I know I'm starting at -1. And I also know that I need to copy the bottom person. And I'm going to paste them right here over the -1. So that's where they're starting out. I need this person to move forward 3 spaces. So that's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3. And they have ended up at -4. And that is my answer. So this is how you can use a number line to add integers no matter if they're positive or negative. You just have to think about what direction the person is facing and move them where they need to be.